Hello, I'm Maggie Ball, quilt maker, teacher and author, and I'd like to tell you about the workshops and lectures that I offer, and also about the books that I've had published. I've written 2 books about quilting with children. The first is Creative Quilting with Kids. This book focuses on kids' artwork on fabric mostly. There are different drawing techniques, printing, fusible applique, and a whole variety of techniques, including hand piecing projects. There are over 40 projects in the book, and these were done with grade school children. It's great fun working with kids, and I encourage you to do so. In my second book, I continued my work with children. This is Patchwork and Quilting with Kids, and this book is all machine projects for children, ranging from patchwork pillows all the way through to lap quilts. Again, there are over 40 projects in this book, and there's something for everyone. Beginning quilters would also find this book very useful. My third book is called Traditional Quilts with a Twist. In this book, I've taken 3 of my favorite quilt patterns and done variations on those designs. So the first one I chose was the Trip Around the World, and what I did was I put pieced blocks into the Trip Around the World format so that you retain the on-point look. In traditional Trip Around the World, the quilts are made from many tiny little squares. What I've done is I've put the pieced blocks into that format to create a Trip Around the World look, but with different pieced blocks in there. The second pattern I picked was the Ohio Star, and these patterns range from a simple enlarged star to an Ohio Star with a lattice, like the quilt behind me. And I've also designed a new Ohio Star block which has half square triangles in the corners and a pieced frame, and there are several patterns using that block in the book. The third pattern I chose was the Bear's Paw, and in this I removed the large square that is in the Bear's Paw block and substituted little mini blocks, and so we have a whole variety of blocks like bow ties, a little 16 patch, pinwheel, spools, square on point, and a variety. I think there are 9 different blocks, so you can make sampler quilts using these, and I have a very nice pattern. The bears come out at night with little stars in the Bear's Paw blocks. So there are 20 patterns in this book, and this one was published in 2006. All my books are published by Krause Publications. Bargello Quilts with a Twist is my most recent book, published in September of 2008. In this book, I've explored a new block that I've designed. It's a 16-piece block using the principles of Bargello quilting. That is, the proportions of the strips are the same, but instead of sewing 8 to 20 strips together at a time, you only sew 4 strips together. So you have 4 sets of 4 strips, which you countercut into segments and piece your 16-piece block. The block is very easy to construct, and you can make a whole variety of patterns from this one block. So the book focuses on this block, and there are 16 projects, but many additional examples, a total of 48 quilts photographed for the book. So you'll get many ideas as to the different creative options that you have with this block, and I think you'll really enjoy this. I offer several classes and 3 different lectures. The lectures I offer, the first one is Bits and Pieces, which can either be a trunk show or a slide show, and in that I cover all my work, including the work with the children, my recent work, Traditional Quilts with a Twist, Bargello Quilts with a Twist, and also my work in Mongolia, where I've been helping quilters in that country start quilting. It's a new activity in Mongolia, and then I've been there twice as a volunteer to teach, and I've also raised over $80,000 to purchase a community centre for the Mongolian women. So my Bits and Pieces lecture is an all-round lecture including all my work. Then I do a lecture, Quilters Without Borders, Piecing Together a Better Future for Mongolian Women, and that focuses entirely on the Mongolian project. And my third lecture focuses on my work with the children, so it goes into a lot more detail about designing projects for working with kids, and that's called Creative Quilting with Kids. So the Mongolia lecture and the kids lectures are both slideshow based or PowerPoint. I offer several different workshops. Gateway to Mongolia is a pattern that I made based on the design of patterns on the doors of the Mongolian yurts. It features the Oldsi pattern, which brings long life and prosperity to the people who live in the yurt. This is a fun one-day class, and usually in the class students can get the whole center block pieced, the Oldsi pieced. I also teach a couple of classes from my traditional Quilts with a Twist book. The Bears Come Out at Night is a project of bear's paw blocks with stars in them. I also teach the 6-block sampler bear's paw, which has 6 different bear's paw blocks, and you can choose from a choice of 9 or 10 different blocks. And the Ohio style lattice, which is like the quilt behind me. You're inserting a lattice into the Ohio style quilt. I teach a class on my Bargello technique. It can be a one-day class, or it could be extended to a retreat, 2 or 3 days, to have more fun arranging the blocks and learning about creative borders to put around your quilts. And I also do a UFO clinic where students can bring unfinished projects, piles of blocks, any project that they're having a problem with, and we can brainstorm. And during that workshop I also give presentations on design aspects of quilting and scale and value and all the things that go into making a good quilt design.